it usually doesn't start with something big. It begins quietly, almost so quietly that you don't notice it at all. You meet someone, and for a time, everything feels easy. The conversations flow, the silences don't feel awkward, and even the smallest things seem meaningful. You find yourself smiling at your phone, replaying moments in your head, and thinking maybe this time it's different. That feeling is beautiful, but hidden in it is something you don't see yet. You're not just connecting with the person in front of you. You're slowly imagining who they could be. You start filling in the gaps and picturing how well they fit into your life, envisioning a future that hasn't even had the chance to exist yet. Without realizing it, you stop seeing a real person and start seeing a version of them that exists only in your mind. That's where things begin to shift. Most relationships don't fall apart because someone chose the wrong partner. They fall apart because someone expected perfection. It's strange when you think about it. In nearly every part of life, you've learned to be realistic. You expect delays, mistakes, and things not going your way. You adjust, you move on. But when it comes to love, suddenly all of that disappears. You expect everything to just fit. You want understanding without explanation, connection without effort, and harmony without conflict. When reality doesn't match that expectation, it doesn't feel normal. It feels like something is wrong. That's when doubts start. Not loudly or all at once, but slowly and quietly. Thoughts like maybe this isn't right, or maybe there's someone better out there begin to surface. These thoughts seem logical, almost protective. You think you're being careful and making the right choice. But in reality, you're holding on to an idea that doesn't exist. You start noticing small things. The way they react to stress, how they communicate, and little habits that didn't bother you before. None of these things are serious, but because you expected something smoother, they start to feel heavier. Slowly, the way you see them changes. What once felt special starts to feel questionable. What once excited you now feels uncertain. You begin to evaluate instead of connect. You compare instead of accept. Without realizing it, you shift from being present in the relationship to constantly analyzing it. You start asking yourself if this is really right for you. But that question will never fully go away. No matter who you're with, something will always feel less than perfect. That's not a flaw in the relationship. That's just how reality is. When you chase perfection, reality always feels like a compromise. That's where love starts to weaken. This doesn't happen through big arguments or dramatic endings. It builds from small disappointments, unmet expectations, and a constant feeling that something is missing. There's a pattern here. At first, you focus on connection, but over time, you shift to comparison. You compare who they are to who you thought they would be, and how things feel to how you imagine they should feel. This creates a constant sense of almost right, almost enough, almost what you wanted. Living in almost is exhausting. It keeps you stuck between staying and leaving, between appreciating and doubting. The other person begins to feel it too. They sense your hesitation and distance, even if you never say it. Then they start to pull back as well. Now, both of you are in the same relationship, but neither of you feel secure. This is how pessimism gradually enters love. Not as obvious negativity, but as constant questioning, evaluating, and an inability to relax into what you have. The hardest part to accept is that this isn't just bad luck. It comes from a belief most people carry without realizing it. The belief that love should feel naturally perfect. That the right person will fit into your life without effort. That if something is real, it shouldn't be this hard. But real love doesn't start with perfection. It starts with two imperfect people trying to understand each other. The real question isn't if someone is perfect for you. It's whether both of you are willing to learn about each other. Because compatibility isn't something you find. It's something you build. Building something real requires patience. It requires discomfort, adjustments, and moments when things don't feel easy at all. This is where a different kind of thinking can actually protect love. Not negative thinking, but realistic thinking. The kind that accepts from the start that things won't always be smooth. When you understand that the other person will disappoint you at times, and you will disappoint them too, something changes within you. You stop reacting to every small flaw as if it's a sign that something is wrong. You stop questioning the whole relationship over moments that are just human. Instead, you begin to see the bigger picture. You allow the other person to be real, not perfect. There's a quiet strength in that. It's not dramatic or intense, and it doesn't feel like a fairy tale, but it feels stable. And stability is what allows love to last. If you look at relationships that thrive over time, they're not perfect. They have differences, misunderstandings, and tough moments. The difference is that those people don't see these issues as signs that something is broken. They see them as part of being human. Instead of constantly asking if this is right, they focus on how to make it work. That shift changes everything. It moves you from judging the relationship to investing in it. It doesn't mean ignoring real problems or staying in something unhealthy. It just means letting go of the idea that everything should feel perfect. The truth is, love doesn't stay strong because you found the perfect person. It stays strong because you chose to understand an imperfect one, and they chose to do the same for you. That choice, made again and again over time, becomes something deeper than attraction. It becomes trust. Trust is what allows love to survive reality. So maybe the real question isn't how to find the right person. Maybe it's whether you're ready to let go of the idea of perfection. Until you do, no one will ever feel enough. Not because they aren't, but because your expectations won't allow them to be. If this feels familiar, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself honestly if you're seeing the person in front of you as they truly are or as you expected them to be. That difference can change everything. If this made you think about your own experiences, share it.